Hey, seventh graders, I hope you're doing well. As you can see from the window behind me, I've moved locations. I am now upstairs. You can see this painting here, or copy of a painting. Technically, it's a print. That is Aeneas fleeing the city of Troy as it's destroyed. Anyways, so this week we're doing some theme days. As you can see, I'm dressed up for 90s Day. Got the neon, got the windbreaker, got a little wristband. Just to mix things up a little bit, we decided to do some theme days at the office. So this week, 7th graders, we are covering the passive present. So if you want to follow along in your textbook, this will be on page 68 and 69. So if you think about the active, in the active voice, the subject is performing the verb. So the active voice would be like Mr. T writes, where Mr. T is the subject and he's doing the action, which is writing. In the passive voice, the subject would be like this. The book is written. The book is the subject and it's receiving the action. It's being written. So we're learning how to express that in Latin. And we'll go over the chart here in just a second. The other thing to keep in mind with the passive voice, a lot of time you'll see what's called ablative of agent. So if we want to say that the book was written, and we want to say who the author is, that would be like the agent. So we could say, the paper was written by the student. The subject is the paper, by the student, that's telling you who wrote it, that's the agent. In Latin, how we would express that is we would use the ablative, a plus the ablative. So if you look at the examples on page 69, we have Galli a Caesare superantur, that's towards the bottom of the page. The Gauls are conquered by Caesar, where Galli superantur, that's the subject, the Gauls are conquered, and it's telling you who did it, the agent, Caesare. Alright, now in a second here, we'll go over how to conjugate a verb in the passive voice. But if you want to follow along here on 68, let's take a look at the vocab for this unit. So we've got campus, campi, and we get the word campus from that. It just means field. Your college campus is like the college field. Cibus, cibi, that's food. Hortus, horti, we get the word horticulture from that, garden. Locus, loci, that's where we get the word location. Ludus, ludi, that means a game or school. The Romans actually used the same word for play and for learning. Then we have lupus, lupi, wolf. Nimbus, nimbi, cloud. Ventus, ventus, venti, wind. And then the last two are proper names. Let's take a look at how we conjugate a verb in the passive. Okay, 7th graders, so let's take a look at how we conjugate in the passive voice for the present tense. So look at the endings here. We add an R to the first person instead of amo. It's amor, I am loved. For the second one, we have our stem ama, and then the ending is ris, amaris, you are loved. For the third person singular, we have our stem ama, then the ending is tur. You just add a ur to the end. That's he, she, it is loved. For the first person plural, you have our stem ama, and then more is the ending. That's pretty similar to the active, where the ending would be mus, amamur, we are loved. The second person plural, we have our stem ama, and then the ending is mini, mini, amamini, you all are loved. Then we have the third person plural, amantur, amantur, they are loved. So that's how you do that. If you want to get these down, I recommend practicing conjugating it with the endings a couple times. Start off looking at the book while you conjugate it, and then try to wean yourself off of that until you can do it from memory. Anyway, guys, I hope you're staying safe and keep going strong, and hopefully I will see you guys soon.